So, we are here to unbox the final box of this particular set of books. And I will bet you that you don't know half the authors in this box. You'd be like, I never heard of her. I never heard of him. I never heard of that one. I bet you. Welcome to the DLouise book series. I'm Christina, KRSTINA. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, none of that fancy smashy stuff going on here. And my thumbnails are a little on the lacking side, so I don't grab your attention like others. I don't have the talent that others have. But shall we investigate all these mass market paperbacks? Because that's what they all are. They're all mass markets. They're all different genres. They're all different authors. I have no clue. Even I don't recognize some of them, and I recognize a lot of them, but I don't recognize all of them. So let's get to it, shall we? Oh. Well, the first guy I recognize. Let me just fix this. Fix this a little. There's no special editing here. None of that fancy smanchy stuff here. Where's my glasses? Alright, some of these books, I brought my tape. Because some of these are going to need some repair. Alright. Nicholas Sparks. The lucky one. I've heard of Nicholas. He's still very popular today. The U.S. Marine Logan Theobald finds a photograph of a smiling young woman buried in the dirt during his tour of duty in Iraq. He experiences a sudden streak of luck, winning poker games and even surviving deadly combat. Only his best friend Victor seems to have an explanation for his good fortune: the photograph, his lucky charm. Back home in Colorado, Theobald can't seem to get the woman in the photograph out of his mind, and he sets out on a journey across the country to find her. But Theobald is caught off guard by the strong attraction he feels when his search leads him to Elizabeth, a divorced mother in North Carolina with a young son, and he keeps the story of the photo and his luck a secret. As he and Elizabeth embark upon a passionate love affair, Theobald's secret will soon threaten to tear them apart, destroy not only their love, but also their lives. And this is from... Damn, look at all these reviews in the front. 2008. Now, this author we have covered in Flashback Monday. She's one of my authors. She's back there. This book, in much better condition, is back there. This is Darkest Kiss, Gina Shieldwater. Oh, wait. I wanted to... Nicholas Sparks. Gina Showalter. I wanted to write these down as I did them. Though she has lived for centuries, Anya, goddess of anarchy, has never known pleasure until Lucian, the incarnation of death, a warrior eternally doomed to take souls to the hereafter. He draws her like no other, and Anya will risk anything to have him. But when the merciless lord of the underworld is ordered by the gods to claim Anya herself, their uncontrollable attraction becomes an anguished pursuit. Now they must defeat the unconquerable forces they control them before their thirst for one another demands a sacrifice beyond imagining. Meg Cabot. Codename Cassandra 1-800 Where Are You? Jess Mastrani was dubbed Lightning Girl by the press when she developed a psychic ability to find missing children after she was struck by lightning during a huge storm. Now Jess has lost her miraculous powers, or at least she would like the media and the government to think so. All she wants is to be left alone. But it doesn't look like Jess is going to get her wish, especially not working at a summer camp from musically gifted kids. When the father of a missing girl shows up to beg Jess to find his daughter, Jess can't say no. Now the feds are on her trail again, as she is one ornery stepdad who'd like to see Lightning Girl well dead. Oops. Some of these are so old. Robin Lee Hatcher. And this has spent some time in CHKD because it has a CHKD mark on it. The magic marker. Uh, it comes off with pencil too. I haven't looked at these, so I have no idea. Fiery Jem McBride was hardly more than a child when Chase Dupree won her in a lucky hand of poker. She was only 15, but one look in his startling sapphire eyes made her yearn to be woman enough to hold him. Left behind at Chase's sprawling cattle ranch, Jem dreamed of the day he would come back to rescue the Four Winds from the threat of rustlers and claim her yearning body in his hard muscled arms, but never did she imagine he would return with a sultry Latin beauty clinging to his side. Chase belonged to another woman now, but his flesh still burning to possess the innocent girl he abandoned before. Good Lord. Talk about cheesy. 1988. Ah, Lena. I have never heard of her. Glory's mistress. He enraptured her heart, then betrayed her trust. Beautiful, headstrong Adria Summerfield embarked from Savannah on a secret mission for the Confederacy, realizing that her journey would be fraught with peril, but she had no way of knowing that she was in grave danger of losing her heart to Merrick Ryland, the dashing, reckless captain of the British blockade runner Warlock. A brief yet passionate encounter with the handsome Englishman has left Andrea both breathless and indignant, furious at the man's presumption, yet filled with a strange, wild yearning. She gave herself to him completely, only to experience the humiliation of his callous rejection of her love. Oh, good God. See. 1985. I have never. Melissa, even in Flashback Monday, I haven't seen these authors. Melissa Hepburn, passion at the mercy of a cruel, rapturous captain. Beautiful Jennifer Vanderlinde is about to be assaulted before the leering crew when a sailor springs to the bridge, holds a dagger to the officer's throat, and orders the girl released. When she learns that her handsome rescuer is really an American captain, a fugitive pirate, Jennifer escapes with him to the colonies. But Lancelot Savage is captured, accused of piracy, treason, and other crimes, and sentenced to be hanged. Jennifer's pleas for leniency are heard by the Tory governor, who makes her an offer. He will spare Lancelot's life on the condition that she live with him as his mistress for a year. Oh, good God. I've seen that before. That's been in another book somewhere. 1978. Right for our free catalog, 25 cents. Oh, good God. Ah, I know her. I've heard of her. Rosamunde Pilcher. The End of Summer. Another one that spent time in CHKD. When you read a novel by Rosamund Pilcher, you enter a special world where emotions sing from the heart, a world that lovingly captures the ties that bind us to one another, the joys and sorrows, heartbreaks and misunderstandings, and glad, perfect moments when we are in true harmony. After years in the United States, Jane returns to the tranquil Scottish estate, Elvie, where she spent a magical childhood. Memories of Elvie had always summoned the image of Sinclair, the rakish man she had once dreamed of marrying. But now that she is home, she finds Sinclair is a different man. See what happens there. Anya Seaton. I have definitely never heard of her. Is there set against a dazzling detailed backdrop of 10th century England and Iceland, Avalon unfolds the strange romance between a wandering French prince and a beautiful Cornish peasant girl. Like Anton's earlier bestsellers, this full-blooded Viking saga is a masterpiece in narrative skill. Another one by Rosemary Pilcher. Under Gemini. It seemed an innocent deception. All Flora Waring had to do was play the part of Rose, her long-lost twin, for one weekend and meet the family of Rose's fiancé. But when Flora is introduced to the Armstrong family, she realizes she's inherited a secret scandal Rose created 5 years ago. Okay. I have never heard of this chick either. Muriel Jensen. Trust. Jack McCarran had big plans for Astoria, Oregon, and they didn't include newly arrived Charity Butler. No matter how inviting her lips, all his plans were finally falling into place, and he wasn't about to let a woman knock him off track. Charity Butler had never dreamed of finding a man like Jack McCarran, and now that she had, she wasn't about to give him up, even if that meant she could never tell him where she really came from and that their love would never be based on trust. 1994. Alright, well, this lady you've heard of. She's been around a very long time. V.C. Andrews. Lillian's world is full of grand parties of sunshine and promise, as thrilling as fairy tales. Mama spins for her and her little sister Eugenia. No one, not even her cold, stern papa and her Bible-spouting sister Emily, can crush her spirits until the day Emily reveals the shattering secret of Lillian's birth, a secret Mama sadly cannot deny. Still, Lillian refuses to believe Emily's hateful claim that she is evil, a curse, even when sweet, gentle Eugenia loses her fragile hold on life and Mama retreats further into her fantasies. When the tragedy befalls her best friend, the one boy whose tender heart mirrors her own, Lily comes to believe Emily's grim words. Meekly, she endures her penance, finding a strange solace in the endless repetition of prayers in a room stripped of all comforts. Okay. And 1993. I've heard of this lady. In fact, this lady is still writing today. Patricia Rice, Impossible Dreams. Although home is a dusty curiosity shop filled with rainbows and crystal balls, Maya Allison's past has not been filled with good fortune. Her impossible dream is to open a school where kids can find unconditional love and acceptance, the very thing she never had as a child. The town of Wadsville, North Carolina is determined to stop her until the day that Axel Holm walks into her shop. He's the kind of uptight authority figure she loves to hate and hates to love. 2000. So that ain't too old. Luann Rice. She still writes today too. And somebody put the price tag right on the front. Ann Davis has returned to the house where she grew up, trading her glamorous Manhattan lifestyle for a harsh winter on a wind-whipped New England island. Her marriage has crumbled to the wake of a tragic incident. Now she has returned to the home on Salt Whistle Road that has always meant shelter, security, family, and love. When she awakens one snowy night to a fire that roars through the old house, Anne escapes but runs back into the blaze to save something so precious. It's worth risking her life for. It is that reckless act of blind desperation that sets a miracle in motion. Where's the... 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. There's no copyright page. There's no copyright page. There's the what you call it? Oh, this is a great book thing. But there's no copyright page. Isn't that weird? Yes. No copyright page. Isn't that weird? I never heard of her. Uh, Mary Ann Harvey. Storm Swept. Tregallis, the name was legend, a great family torn by explosive passion. They commanded a storm-swept world from the great hall high on the Cornish cliffs. Justin, master of Penraven, who took a golden-haired gypsy to wife, only to long for the one woman he could never possess. Olivia, bound to her brother by ties more potent and dangerous than blood. Mary, the mysterious beauty who rose from rags to become mistress of Penraven, her heart still ruled by dark and savage master across the moors. And Rohan, lord of Boscarium, who vowed to destroy the Tregallis name even as he possessed the two women who would bear his sons. Don't know. 1982. Uh, Meg Cabot again. When the 19th century ghost of Maria de Silva wakes up in the middle of the night, Susie knows this is no ordinary visitation, and not just from the knife at her throat either. In life, Maria was the fiancée of Jesse, the same Jesse who was murdered 150 years before. The same Jesse Susie is in love with. Okay. This looks a little on the newer side. 2001. Oh, I got it. Um, I don't know if I've heard of him. I'll have to look. Final Resort in St. James. Needs a little TLC there. Cyril Todd is more than ambitious. He is hungry for success, for prestige, for a stunning lifestyle that is the envy of his friends. Already wealthy and married to a beautiful but enigmatic woman, Todd still longs to be somebody. Spotting on investor's chance of a lifetime, one that could make him independently wealthy, he stakes everything on an impossible risk that could blow up in his face. From London to Paris to the lush Meridian Isle of Majorca, Todd races to fulfill his ambition, matching his wits and wiles against a brutal but cunning adversary in a countdown for survival, where greed rules the day and the smallest misstep could mean financial ruin and cold-blooded murder. And 1994. Ah, good God. I've heard of these ladies. Let me go to the next piece of paper here. I have we do these we do this lady, actually we do two of these ladies in Flashback Monday often, and I'm sure you have read some of these ladies, but this third lady, I do not think I know her. Men in uniform. This would be good for a military if then. Debbie Macomber, Lindsay McKenna, and Kathleen CREIGHTON. This would definitely be good for one of those. I'm been planning to do a military if then. Let's see. Debbie Rico winning is Navy Blues. Winning back her ex-husband, Naval Commander Steve Kyle, might require strategic maneuvers worthy of an admiral, but he was the only candidate Carol would consider as father to her yet-to-be-conceived child. Okay. Lindsay McKenna, Coast Guard rescue pilot Storm Travis has always known her job was hazardous, but her work was starting to entail risks that she never dreamed of, like becoming the partner of a brash new pilot, Bram Gallagher. Demon Lover by Kathleen Creighton. Oh, I got such an itch. One moment misstep and veteran Border Patrol guard Julie McQuire was left a prisoner at the mercy of Shane Younger, a man whose nickname was Demon. Okay. And 1994. I have not heard of this lady. Uh, ugh, Green Day Taylor. Moss Russ. Looks like I don't think there's a Adrian Tremaine, the legendary Black Swan, had won honor in battle and the undying pledge of Dulcie Moran, Savannah's most dazzling beauty. Born in defiance, their love withstood trial and separation. Now it would endure a perilous test in the bitter aftermath of the Civil War. Many would sell their souls to survive, but Adam and Dulcie were bound to each other and the ravaged land. The pillars of the South would stand proud against the sky once more. Their love would burst into bloom. Fired by their finest dreams, embroiled by vision of glorious destiny, they would reclaim their heritage. Hmm. Let's see. This book has been everywhere. 1980. Ah, let's see what this one is. I have not heard of this lady either. Have you heard of any of these peoples? Splendid Torment. In a city teeming with intrigue and depravity, the exquisite passion of two young lovers is doomed to destruction. Venice, a city of beauty, of unbridled sensuality, ceaseless mystery. A city in the late 18th century where a dying aristocrat dances madly to the last chords of carnival. A city where Fosca Lorden toys with men's hearts as easily as gondolas glide through the canals. Fosca, it's Fosca. So magnificent, so untamed, so willful that not even her husband, the powerful Alessandro, leader of the aristocracy, can halt to her outrageous behavior. She laughs in the face of convention, sneers at propriety, rejoices when she brings shame upon the mighty house of lordom. Okay. 1979. I don't think I've heard of this lady either. Katie Mulholland. Katie Mulholland was young, innocent, and doomed by very loveliness to the cruel devastation by her master's brutality. Bernard Roser, the notorious heir to the Roser mine, slave of the passion, obsessed by Kate. Teresa Rosa, Bernard's strange sister who hated her family and loved Kate with a man's heart. Captain Frankel, the Swedish ship captain who was the only man who could change Kate's destiny. Okay. And 1967. A lady that was in the hardcovers yesterday. Really? last week, should I say. Um, LaVyrle Spencer. I still don't know how to say it, but her books pop up every now and then. Like a haunting melody with that recalls a special moment. Sweet memories will stir your senses and your emotions. Okay. Is there a synopsis page? Nope. 1991. A little lady on the modern side that's still around today. Sheila Roberts. Home. This is even the new and I don't like the new style. I want my mass market, like a mass market. See, let's see how he does this. It's just a little longer. Have you seen the ones that are they were finger wider? Home on Apple Blossom Road. Colin Wright and Mia Blair grew up in Icicle Falls, but they left years ago and not on good terms. Now Colin's grandmother Justine has died and they've come home to honor this woman they both love. That's when they get some unexpected news. They're about to inherit something jointly. They just have no idea. It turns out that Justine designed a treasure hunt for them like the ones they enjoyed when they were little kids. But they're not kids anymore and they sure aren't best friends. As for young love they once shared, well, it's complicated. So do they find the treasure? Do they find love? Do they find this? Do they find that? We'll see what happens. Another lady that is a little bit on the modern side that I actually own, and I already have this book. We probably talked about it in Flashback Monday. Liz Carlyle, Devil to Pay. By day, Sidonie St. Goddard is a quietly elegant young widow who teaches deportment to the unpolished daughters of London's nouveau riche. By night, she is something different. The notorious Black Angel, so called for her lusciously located angel tattoo, ruthlessly takes from powerful men who exploit and give to those who suffer at their hands. Always in disguise, she is eluded capture, and her identity remains a mystery until. So she's a female Robin Hood. All right. This guy we know. He's all around today. He's very, very popular today. And you've probably seen his movies. I should just put just a little bit of tape on this. Just to keep it going here. Robert Ludlum, The Bourne Ultimatum? As a small town carnival, two men, each mysteriously summoned by a telegram, witness a bizarre killing. The telegrams are signed Jason Bourne, only they know Jason's true identity and understand the telegram is really a message from Bourne's mortal enemies. Carlos, also known as the Jackal, the world's deadliest and most elusive terrorist. Furthermore, they know that the Jackal wants a final confrontation with Bourne. Will he get it? See, how is this one? $19.90. Another one by Robert Trevane. Brilliant, fearless, incorruptible, Andrew Tremaine was a self-made millionaire at 30. Former Undersecretary of State, current head of one of the nation's most prestigious foundations. Now at the express wish of the president, Tremaine undertakes the investigation into secret government and is swept up in a tidal wave of intrigue and danger beyond the corridors of official power, into a nightmare maze where mafia leaders and billionaires mingle. Okay? Ah, this lady is around. She is still on your shelves today. Green Calder grass. Jesse Niles Calder grew up on the Triple C Ranch, 600 square miles of grassland that can be bountiful or harsh, that bends to no man's will, just like a Calder. Ty Calder's wife, Jessie, finally has all she's ever wanted, but even in the midst of this new happiness, there are hidden enemies greedy for the rich Montana land and trying to shed blood to get it. Not to mention Ty's ex-wife, Tara, is causing trouble. Okay. Ah, good. Alright, this lady has been around for a while. I had her books at some point too. Sue Ellen Wellfounder, Bride for a Night. On the eve of return to Baldragon Castle, Highlander Jamie McPherson cannot believe his eyes. A golden-haired beauty hallowed in the moonlight of St. Bride's Glade, so delicate and fair she can only be a fairy. With his desire rising like a wave, the knight longs to see her again. The next time is even more surprising. Aveline Mathen is the flesh and blood bride of the arranged marriage, a woman eager to discover pleasures of wedding bliss, and woe to those who would stop their lovemaking. Okay. 2007. This was probably in romantic, Smokey! She's got this thing for wires. Excuse me. A lady that we've definitely covered in Flashback Monday. Christina Dodd, Scent of Darkness. 1,000 years ago, a brutal warrior roamed the Russian steppes and struck a sinister bargain. In return for ability to change at will into a cold-hearted predator, Constantine promised that his soul and the souls of his descendants to the devil. Then one day a dangerous prophecy reveals the truth. One family has been chosen to battle the darkness or face damnation. Anne Smith loves her dynamic boss, Jessa Wilder, but her daring plan to seduce him goes wary when she encounters a powerful wolf who before her horrified eyes, changes into the man she adores. She soon discovers that she can't escape her destiny, for Jasha is Constantine's descendant. Okay. And 2007, definitely in Flashback Monday. Let's see. Oh, I remember her a little bit. Elizabeth Thornton. And another one that's going to need just a tidbit of tape to keep her alive for other readers. Okay, Elizabeth Thornton, the Scarlet Angel. As the granddaughter of the highly placed French diplomat Gabrielle de Breny was a valuable political pawn. She was also the same Gabrielle who was, as a child, inadvertently taken from Cam Colburn, Duke of Dyson, the two people he loved best in the world. The handsome nobleman has vowed to make her pay for his suffering, and now the perfect opportunity presents itself. He would abduct the 18-year-old hoyden with the looks of an angel and the manners of a ragamuffin and hold her prisoner in Cornwall Castle to manipulate her treacherous grandfather. See what happens there. And this is 1990. A little on the newer side. Let's see. Donna Anders, Afraid of the Dark. As a single mother struggling to get by in a tough neighborhood, policewoman Jessie Klein knows she can't protect her son from the streets forever. For his sake, she takes a job as assistant police chief in a small town small island town off the coast of Washington state, where she has lived as a child, but her search for a safe haven will lead her toward more danger than she ever imagined. Let's see. 2004. Ah. I have not heard of this woman. I have no idea who she is. This also needs a smidgen of tape. Let's put this here. No. Oops. Oh, she needs more than that. She needs another piece of tape. This is a little on the extreme side. I mean, hunt, no promises in the wind. America, 1932, was an American whose dreams were simple: a job, food to fill you, a place to sleep, and shoes without holes. For millions of people, these simple needs were nothing more than dreams. At 15 years of age, Josh had to make his own way through the country of angry and frightened people. This is the story of a young man struggles to find himself. 1970. A little on the newer side, and one of my favorite authors. If you have not watched the reading of The Present I did back in December, go watch it. I love my Mallorys. Then she did a bunch of standalones, and this is a standalone, Marriage Most Scandalous. When Sebastian Townsend, son of 8th Earl of Edgewood, was banished from family due to the tragic result of a duel, he vowed never to return to England. Now living on the continent, Sebastian has forged a new identity as a deadly mercenary, the Raven, but his former neighbor, Lady Margaret Landor, has different plans for him. Back in England, Sebastian's father has several accidents and Margaret suspects foul play, and the deception that reaches far back as the infamous duel. Convinced that only Sebastian can set the situation to rights, she goes and finds him and brings him home. Ugh. Yes, ma'am. Well, come here. Come here. Come over here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Pick a side. She's sitting right on the other side of the computer. Mookie. 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 Okay. Sorry. Another lady that is my favorite author, and I just finished 2 of her books recently. So if you have not watched my reviews for The Inheritance or The Mirror, please go back and watch those. Hot Rocks. Lane Tavish surrounds herself with antiques in her store. As far as her own post, she'd rather avoid it. And when that doesn't work, she has to rely on an enigmatic stranger to figure out who is chasing her and why. See. 2003. Uh, see, these are a little on the modern side. In fact, we have done her in Flashback Monday a few times. In seconds, Brenda Novak. Laurel Hodges has changed her identity twice. She's been on the run for the past 4 years, trying to outdistance the gang members who blame her for the death of one of their own. She's finally found peace and stability in the small town of Pineview, Montana. But just when Laurel thinks she and her children are safe, the nightmare begins all over again. And in close, Claire O'Toole's mother, Elena, went missing 15 years ago. That was big news in Pineview, Montana, the kind of town where nothing much ever happens. Then last year, Claire's husband, David, died in a freak accident after launching his own investigation into Alana's parents. Is Alana dead, or did she simply abandon her husband and daughter? Claire is determined to find out, and her former boyfriend, Isaac Morgan, wants to help. We'll see what happens there. If you took English in school, or if you're a little kid, and what is going on here? Did the movies C.S. Lewis, The Chronicles of Narnia. There's no synopsis. 1970. Let's see. Up. I think yes, we have already written her down. Unfinished sympathy. Melody has always believed her mother, Hallie, and dear stepdaddy had died in tragic accidents. That's why she come to stay with her secretive Logan relatives on Cape Cod. But then a friend recognizes Hallie's picture in a catalog and kindled Melody's hopes. Maybe her mother hadn't perished in a fire in California after all. I don't know. 1997. I have not heard of this woman at all. But this apparently was an HBO movie. A Woman in a Man's World. Her handsome laugh, cousin Adam Young, Delia Gordon, her first taste of love. It's soaring happiness, it's heartbreaking pain. Viral, a self-confident riverboat captain, Brenton Edwards, showed Delia her weakness in the face of a man overwhelming passion, but though he made her his wife, he could not enslave her proud and defiant spirit. And 1958. Got a couple of stains on it. Did we write her down already? No. Alright, this lady is still publishing new stuff today, and you're all still reading her today. Danielle Steele. And A Magical Summer in Paris, an elegant candlelight dinner with thousands dressed in white. Paper lanterns fill the sky like wishes. The unforgettable evening launches a year of change that will take 6 friends from Paris, Milan to New Delhi. And 2016, so kind of on the new side. Alright. Christina Savage. I have not heard of her. Dawn Wind. Downwind? No. Definitely Dawn. High above the coast of Maine stood Dawn Wind, home of the Blackheath clan, a proud New England dynasty as rugged, as fierce as the storm-swept seas it ruled. Now, despite ominous rumors of war, the Blackheath have gathered to celebrate their greatest moments of triumph, unaware that a handsome stranger with slate-gray eyes has entered their midst to unleash forces of lust, jealousy, and betrayal, to set wife against husband, father against son. Okay. Uh, 1980. I think think I've heard of this woman. It looks familiar. But this book looks... Rosemary Savage, The Wildest Heart. In a rapture tale that spans 3 continents, young, breathtaking beauty, Lady Rowena Dangerfield journeys from the shimmering places of exotic India to the rich splendor of the royal court of London to the savage New Mexico frontier, where men's passion rises high as the torrid melting sun. Let's see. $1974. Jesus, that's a big pile. Okay. Good Lord. This looks so Bridgerton. If you like Bridgertons, maybe you like this. Claudette Williams, Mary, Sweet Mary. As much as she disliked untruth and love games, Mary Montalane was persuaded she had no alternative if she hoped to win Richard's heart. Make him jealous. It might answer. Thus, a bemused and quite enchanted Lord Severn became her willing conspirator. His reputation as a rake would surely get Richard's dander up. In the company of dashing Severn, Mary had become the season's incomparable. Yet she was miserable. Her wiles had not captivated Richard. Worse, she feared she had developed a tender for Severn. Oh well. Ah, good Lord. Oops. Excuse me while we break out the tape here. This is just... It's going to lose its entire... I'm not going to put too much tape on this. But it needs about a pound of tape. I've heard of her, though. DOMINICK DUNN? But this book has seen brighter days. DOMINICK DUNN. A Season in Purgatory? Once Harrison Burns with Constance best friend, a scholarship student drawn into the Bradley's privileged world of seaside summers and exclusive club. He enjoyed the family's generosity until the night when 15-year-old Winfred Utley was bludgeoned to death near the Bradley estate, and Harrison became the bearer of constant, harrowing secret. Okay, one of my authors, and this is one of the earlier ones. She's a lieutenant in the New York City Police and Security Department. Peabody is her partner in the job, and Rourke is her husband, and Somerset is the major domo. Mavis is her best friend, is a rock star. Leonardo is her boyfriend. Nadine is a reporter. Whitney is her boss. Feeney is her mentor who works in EDD. And McNabb is Peabody's significant other. And this is early in the series. This is early. Well, not that early. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Book 20 or so. Let's see. They died with smiles on their faces. 3 apparent suicides, a brilliant engineer, an infamous lawyer, and a controversial politician. 3 strangers with nothing in common and no obvious reasons for killing themselves. The hollow thing. Take that back. One of my authors, early last year, we went through her and Sparks at the same time. The Argonautes. A Bite to Remember. Once again, twice shy and sexy PI Jackie Morrissey wasn't going anywhere. Vincent Argino may be the hottest guy she's ever living or dead, but she's been here to stop a killer from turning this vampire into dust, not to jump into bed with him. Not if Marjorie has anything to do with it. But we also did this for Flashback Monday. And we did it for the Arjuna series, 2006. This pile of books is going to fall. It's going to fall. Those are all the ones we've done so far. There's still a few more left in the box. A little more modern. Linda Howard, Cry No More. Fueled by obsession to fill the void in other people's lives, Miller Edge finds her lost children, all the while trying to outrun the brutal emotions stemming from a tragedy in her past. Traveling to a small village in Mexico on a reliable tip, Miller begins to uncover the dire fate of countless children who have disappeared in the labyrinth of a sinister baby smuggling ring. The key to nailing down the organization may rest with an elusive one-eyed man. As Miller's search for him intensifies, the mission becomes more treacherous, for the ring is part of something far larger and more dangerous, researching highest echelons of power. And 2003. Go back to Robert Ludlum. We've done him already. The Scorpio Illusion. Tyler Hawthorne was a naval officer, one of the best until the rain-swept night in Amsterdam when his wife was murdered, an innocent victim of this game Spies Play. Now he's called out of retirement for one less assignment, for Hawthorne is the only man alive who can track down the world's most dangerous terrorist. Stick. Okay. No, yeah. Until we meet again. I don't want to hear it, Darcy. What you did was stupid. I'm so angry right now, I don't even want to look at you. Don't ask me to trust you again, not after this. Her father stormed off, and Darcy followed, tears streaming down her face. She had never been in so much trouble, and she had never felt more alone. This summer was supposed to be different. With the school year over, Darcy looked forward to the best time of her life, but her unexpected plans are shattered by a series of unexpected events. First, horrible news threatens to rip her boyfriend Hakeem away, and then someone new enters her life, leaving Darcy in a world of confusion. Okay. First Fire, the tempestuous romance of a beautiful Wilford. Oh, we didn't do the 2002. Tempestuous romance of a beautiful Wilford heiress and the one man she would not allow herself to love. Ray Ellen raged at her father's ultimatum. He had given her 1 year to choose a suitable husband, a man willing to work in her father's tobacco empire, and who could give her a son to carry on the family name. All Ray Ellen's life, her millionaire father had given her everything she wanted, and now she discovered his generosity had a price tag. Never, she resolved, she wanted one man only, and he did not fit her father's specifications. She would defy her father, betray her own sister, and even resort to seduction to get him. Oh, good God. Can we get any cheesier? 1979. Okay. Oh. This, we also need another little piece of tape here. I can't help it. I see injured books, and I've got to repar them. The top is even worse than the. Look at that. The bottom. Okay. Sonia T. Pelton with only one kiss. Each time she pens a romance, Sonia T. Pelton grabs readers' hearts and holds them with her lyrical, magical tales. A woodcutter daughter with a head full of fairy tales and a beautiful heart of longing for passion's magic. Jules Renaud loved to tell stories in the village children. She yearned to become a real-life heroine, but that dream was as remote as the silvery moon that floated above the walls of the great gray castle, until she met and fell in love with Baron Orion Sutherland, a high-born man she could not possibly hope to marry. But when she learned that the mighty Baron was plagued by a dark secret hidden in the round tower of his castle, she vowed to find out what it was. Let's see. 1992. This Leaning Tower books is going to be leaning. Alright, I think the rest of these are all related. Oh, nope. There's one other one. I need to write this one down, and then we'll do these other ones. They're all Lori McBain. My pen just collapsed. Look at it, just fell apart. The whole thing just shattered. That is so weird. Lori McBain, Devil's Desire. In a rousing, unforgettable saga that sweeps across the valleys and peaks of human destiny, the stormy alliance of a beautiful young lady, Alyssa de Marcy, and Lord Alex Chavain plumbs the depth of raw human emotion, lust, jealousy, and hate. For though Lord Alex has married Alyssa, he cannot possess her in flesh or spirit. Out of the turbulence of their clashing wills comes one of the greatest love stories ever told. Been there, done that. 1975. Okay, now these last couple in the box are a part of a series. Let's see. They're not all here apparently. Who knows where these are? Who knows? They could be anywhere. Alright, so we have 5, 6, 7, 8. We have a few. So the first one, this is the Wagons West series. And these are all by Dana Fuller Ross. So this is book 5. The sweeping saga of America's great expansion and the invincible men and women who braved the unknown peril of the frontier continues. Texas. The bold new republic is fighting for its life, ready to rally to the cause of Texas liberty. Are the stalwart settlers of Oregon, as the band of Oregon volunteers makes the treacherous journey through Mexican territory. Kathy Blake joins her husband and veteran comrade Lee Blake to lead a wagon train of future settlers from the east. Branded as invaders by the Mexican army, these brave Americans daringly defy outlaws, Indians, and a fiery vendetta. California. Men answer the siren song call of gold. Lonely wives fend off pearl while husbands pan for nuggets, and Melissa, a red-haired Texas beauty, finds herself sold into shame by the man she loves. How cruel. What year are these? Let me just look. 1981. Oh, look, there's a map. Colorado. As the guns of the Civil War rumble, a fledgling nation stands on the brink of disaster. General Lee Blurk stakes his life on the biggest challenge of his career. Colorado, a raw, awesome land with vast newfound wealth, must remain in the Union. 1981. Nevada. In the midst of an ever-mounting civil war, Major General Lee Blake is summoned to spearhead a new mission of utmost importance in the Union cause, the transport of invaluable shipment of silver from Comstock, aided by his longtime friend and wagon master Whip Holt. Washington. Washington, the tattered Union flag flies high over American as the Civil War is finally ended. Returning from long battle wounded, Toby Holt, son of courageous wagon master Whip Holt, rides west to claim a homestead on the vast expanse of Washington's timberland. At journey end is Caroline, the seductive courtesan who tricked Toby into a loveless marriage, and Beth, the beautiful daughter of Major General Lee Blake. Okay. Montana. The deep wounds of the Civil War freshly healed, America's bravest and best ride west to unite the continent in one great nation. Toby Holt, son of the legendary Western Whip Holt, courageously accepted a presidential mandate to take the Northwest Railroad into hazardous Montana territory. But the Sioux war drums beat a dire warning to stay out of this Indian land. And our very, very last book, my box is empty. Dakota. Dakota, crack cavalry troops, veterans of the long Civil War, keep order on the Northwest Plains as rugged settlers push deeper into unexplored lands. There, the Sioux counting force push Blackfoot and the defiant Cheyenne beat the Solomon drums of battle, while Toby Holt, son of famous wagon master Whip Holt, sets out alone to convince the red man to smoke the pipe of peace. So that's all of them. That's all that was in this box. Did you know any of these authors? There was so many that I didn't know. I've never even heard of half of these people. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'll be getting any more boxes soon. We'll see what happens. But don't forget to check out Star Trek Next Generation recaps on Friday. And If Then episodes. If you like this author, you might like that author. And Flashback Mondays, we talk about Romantic Times Book Review Magazine. And my daily book reviews. And we are halfway through Captain Coulter's FBI series. So we got to get back to it. And check out my review for Nora Roberts' The Mirror, How I Screamed at Myself, because I should have waited till next year to read all 3 books on a book binge. Because you really need to read those books back to back to back to follow the storyline. So go check out my review for that. And have a good day. Thank you.